Hey everyone, this is Chris, and today's tutorial is going to be about how to use your folding aid to fold certain items of clothing like pants, shirts, undershirts, underwears, slacks, regular t-shirts, collar shirts, polos, whatever you want to call them. Okay, usually they sell these already made, and they're usually plastic, or they use like some sort of I've seen them like fabric and board together as well. So they come in a different look depending on where you buy them from. I usually only have seen them online. I haven't seen them in an actual store. If you want to buy an original one, you go ahead and do that. Actually, my husband made these for me last year. I wanted to purchase one because I was having so many problems with folding all the clothes that I wash. My husband and my daughter, they change 3 times a day, which is when they go to bed, when they wake up in the morning to go to either school or work, and when they come home. So imagine, 3 changes of clothes, and you multiply that by 5. So you're looking at almost 15, 15 sets of clothes, and that's only for one person. If you factor them too, then it starts piling up and piling up. And I'm only doing it for 5 days. They actually do that all 7 days, and sometimes on the weekends they do it more because we wake up and they get dressed, and then we are gonna go out somewhere, so they get dressed again, and then my daughter likes to take a change of clothing in case she gets dirty. She doesn't like to get dirty. And then when we come back, they take showers to go to bed and they change again. So it's about 4 times during the weekend. So if you start factoring that, it gets to be a lot of laundry. And I don't have a problem with doing the laundry. It's the folding that gets me. I take forever to fold. I will wash, and it will take me about 1 to 2 days to wash, depending on the loads and how stained their clothes are and how I pre-treat the clothes and all of that stuff. But folding takes me all week, and by the time I'm done, I have to refold the older closets and make sure they're organized, because if I don't do that, they can never find anything. So these are the ones that my husband made, and why I have two, you say? Because one is a larger version and the other one's a smaller version. So this is, let me see. Okay, there you go. This is the difference in them. Okay. And the reason why I have that is because my husband likes his clothing fold a certain way. He likes it full department store styled. And that's particular with his t-shirts and when he travels. Okay, I particularly like to use this mostly, which is the smaller version of it. And why? Because I fold a lot of tanks, shorts, leggings, and then my little girl's clothes. With the big one, it's just too big of a fold. And the reason why I fold them so small is because I like to stack my clothes. Okay, my daughter used to have regular drawers, but I changed her to this. Why? Because I would have her clean her room, and she would stuff everything in her drawers. So by the time I would go and check that she was done, I would, okay, that's fine, you're done. I would go to her drawers and open them, and everything will be stuffed there. Okay, so I wanted to make sure that I was always on top of her being organized with her clothing. So I bought these particular drawers, and I've been loving them. Okay, but as you can see, there are holes, and yeah, it'll be a little bit harder to stack clothes without aids. For example, I used to use cardboard boxes, and they work fine to stack clothes. So I like this method because it's free, and once they get messed up, I toss them. And they don't have to look pretty to me. Once they get stained, we toss them and we replace new ones. Well, actually, I recycle them. I don't just toss them to the trash. But she started inviting friends over, and she says, Mom, I don't like people looking at my clothes, and I don't, like the cardboard boxes, blah blah blah. So I was thinking of decorating the boxes, but I found these little baskets at the Dollar Tree, and I actually had bought these for her underwears and her little bras, and so they're not see-through, and they're very flexible, and they hold a lot of stuff in there. So I tried them to I bought them to try them out. They work fine. So I decided to, when I seen these long ones, I decided to get these instead of decorating the boxes, because then you have to spend on money on either fabric if you're gonna put fabric, you spend money on glue all the time and stuff like that. To me, to be honest, if I had the time, I would have, upcycled it, but I didn't have the time, and I found these great little baskets, so I'm using these. And these are actually leggings, okay? These are actually leggings. And I stack them and I put them like that, and in the morning when she's running late, she just grabs it, or she can grab from the middle and nothing happens. You see? And that way she's able to see what she has and go through patterns or colors. And the same thing goes for her undershirts, because she uses undershirts a lot. So if I folded them a different way and I didn't stack them, the little strings or the straps would be flimsy and they would be everywhere. And if I didn't tuck them in and stack them, she wouldn't be able to get to them. I tried several different ways, and this has been the best way that she's been able to actually keep it organized. And then I put usually the pretty boxes in the front, and I put the other boxes like these, because I'm still upgrading, so I haven't gotten all of them. I'm doing it little by little. So I keep the other boxes in the backs where you can't really see them. So that's what I've been doing. I've been stacking her clothes, and these are actually shorts that are in here, and it works great for shorts, and I'll teach you how to fold all of that stuff. Okay, so let's start. We're gonna start with my daughter's clothing. So I'm gonna grab my trusty little folding aid, okay? And the reason why I left it bare, usually I put patterns like by the tape, as well, the the duct tape with decorative patterns, and I put it on there to make it water resistant, and to make it be able to wipe it, okay? But the reason why I left it like this, because I wanted to show you guys what the skeleton of that thing was. So this one, he barely made it for me, because what happens is that my family members come to my house, and like they'll see them and like, oh, what is that? And then I'll show him how to work it and stuff, so they end up taking it, and they end up leaving me with nothing. So my husband has to make me these several times, especially when we have friends over, or when we have family over. They tend to like take them away from us, because they really like it and it makes their life easier. So we usually just give them away sometimes. But the reason why I left it bare for you guys to see, it's because a lot of tutorials that I've seen, I actually researched yesterday to see if I was going to make a tutorial on how to make it. But there's actually a lot of good tutorials out there to make these little folding aids. You can search and find one that fits you. But again, you don't have to use the foam board. I tried it. My husband tried it like that at first, but they were too flimsy. And plus, you have to pay $1 for the foam board, and then you have to pay for the duct tape and all this and that. So I just wanted to make it as cheap as possible and as durable as possible. So I wanted to get more bang for my buck, even though it's really inexpensive to make. So, okay. So this is the larger one, and I have two sizes for the reason that I told you before. But this one, if I can show you, it's cardboard, but it's not a thick cardboard. It actually is thin, but it's just doubled up, and that's the reason why I left it kind of like in its bare stages, so you can see that you can use regular cardboard that you get for free and just double up. Okay, so you see? And another thing, I wanted you to see the kind of duct tape that I use for the beginning joining of the actual board. Because yes, decorative duct tape is very nice, and you can get it in many colors, many patterns. You could also do contact paper to I guess to make it pretty or make it resistant and wipeable. But the most important thing when you're making it is spending good money on duct tape, okay? I don't use an X-Acto knife. My husband uses a box cutter. It works better that way. With a box cutter and a big ruler. We bought the ruler at Home Depot last year. I think it was in special for 49 cents. Usually they're less than $1. Those big yard rulers. So he does that, and it works well. If you're doing it with the smaller rulers, sometimes it tends to be a little warped, and then you have to measure and keep on measuring to make sure that you get the same thickness all throughout, or the same width all throughout. But with those big rulers, it's very easy. So The kind of duct tape that he uses for these boards, and that we found it's very resistant for joining them, is the Gorilla duct tape. Okay, that's the best one. We've tried other ones, and to be honest, when I just did it with the decorative one, it didn't even last me like through like the month. I think it was about 2 to 3 weeks that it lasted me. Sorry. Again, the duct tape, the reason why it didn't last was because, okay, when I usually do laundry, I try to fold the clothes as soon as it gets out of the machine, the dryer. Why? Because if I leave it and it piles on me, it's gonna be harder for me to fold. But as it comes out, I start folding. I find it easier, and I don't get as bored, or it doesn't become like a big old thing when you're done and you have piles and piles and piles of laundry. Right now, I'm actually organizing the drawers. That's why I have a pile of clothes everywhere. But and I'm also doing laundry. So usually I take about every month, once a month, I go through their drawers and I take some of the clothes that either has holes or is too stained to even save, and I use it for rags, or I use it to make yarn to make baskets or whatever. But when I had that other type of tape that is decorative, when you when you're folding clothes that it's still warm, what happens is with it, it starts losing the glue. It starts loosening the glue of the other duct tapes, and you start seeing like warping, like they start loosening because the tape gets hot and it starts losing its stickiness and it stops grabbing, and you're gonna end up with one of these flaps in your hand or whatever. But with this Gorilla duct tape, I haven't had any problems in that sense. Okay, and I mean, I really like it. It has proven to be one of the best tapes that I've used for this, and I just recommend it. I think that that's where you should spend your money, on the tape, not necessarily on the board. I think you can save by getting your boards free. You could either go to Costco, because I shop at Costco and they usually have free boxes, or go to your local grocery store and or Walmart, and they can give you the boxes where they get their merchandise for free. And if they're two things, you can double up, you can triple up, or you can even put four together. I found that that using two is best. Okay, and the reason why I try to make it a little bit thick is also because um, my husband's shirts are a little bit heavier, and I also do use it for pants, so they get a little bit heavier, and I want the stiffness in it. If it's stiff, you can do it faster. When you're flipping, you can do it faster. If it's too flimsy, it's gonna be harder to move those flaps back and forth with the garment inside. And also I do sweaters, and I do pants, and I do heavier items, so I like the thickness. Even the smaller one is thick as well. They have the same thickness, it's just smaller. Okay, so this one I use it for mostly my clothes and my daughter's clothes, and this one I use it specifically for my husband's clothes because he likes it fold a certain way, and I call it the department store fold, because this is how I fold my clothes. I like to fold my clothes like this. Okay, these are a pair of yoga pants. Okay, and I like to fold them this small because I stack them. Okay, I stack my clothes in my drawers and they stand like that, so I'm able to have several of them stacked up, and I'm able to get to it faster. My husband doesn't like that. My husband likes to have his items laid flat in his drawers and to be nice and neat, because he likes to be wrinkled free, and he says that this fold keeps the t-shirts with less folds and less wrinkles, so he has to iron less. So he likes this fold, and this is the department style fold, and this is the regular t-shirt. And this is a dress shirt. Usually I hang his dress shirts, and I organize it by dress shirts, polos, and stuff like that. I don't do it by color because he doesn't have that many repeated colors. He has mostly like types, so I go by types. But this usually I fold them when he's gonna travel. I'm gonna show you how to fold for traveling as well, because he goes to different conventions and things like that, and he likes to take his clothes neatly packed, and also he likes to stack them in a way where he likes to have for example, his pants or his slacks, and then I'll put his shirt, and I'll put his underwears and his socks and his undershirt for that particular ensemble. And he only takes one belt. He takes two pairs of shoes, which is a workout shoe or a regular tennis shoe, and a and you can say sorry, and a pair of dress shoes. He only takes a light sweater. If he travels during the winter, he usually takes a thick jacket and a small sweater that he can carry on. He doesn't like to pack too many things in his bag, because he just says he likes to have and go carry on, so he doesn't have to check in and all of that, because he says it's too much waste of time, whatever. But he travels a lot, so he knows what he's talking about. So I try to accommodate him in the best way possible, so that way when he is gonna, for example, he's gonna stay in one place for a week, that way he'll be able to unpack and put everything on the drawer. And or if he even leaves it in his suitcase, he can just grab the items. They're all neatly stacked in each other, and just put it in the drawer, or keep it in his luggage, and just take them out as he goes by. That way he doesn't have to look and try to match to see what's gonna work. He already has everything pre-planned and pre-organized, so he doesn't have to think about it. You know, he just goes, and that's it. So, and also when he, for example, it gets where he's going to spend one night at a hotel, and then he has to run after his convention and go to a different place. So that way also he doesn't have to he already has everything packed neatly and organized, so he doesn't really have to think too much about repacking and leaving and the go. So I'll show you how to do that. But yeah, so like I said, let me show you how to do different folds with this, because I was researching last night, because I was going to teach you guys how to make this board, but there's a lot of good tutorials out there. I'm just going to teach you how to use it, because there's not a lot of tutorials on how to use this particular board. And yes, there is a trick to using the board for different garments. Usually a lot of people show you with t-shirts, and well, you know, the t-shirt is very easy, but how about if you want to, regular t-shirt? How about if you want to fold a pair of pants, or if you want to fold, your underwears, or if you want to fold certain other items that are not as big or as, squared as a t-shirt is. So a t-shirt, you just go like this, like that, you fold, you bring, and you fold. And this is how I like to fold it, and this is how my husband likes it. Okay, so this is his fold for his clothes. That's how you fold a t-shirt. Okay, now let me teach you how to fold this one. Okay, I usually don't fold them, but I'm gonna show you the basics of it, and you can, like, as you use it, you improve, and you can come up with your own techniques and share with us later on to make, to show us what you come up with. But usually the main idea of folding this is like to bring them in, okay, to bring them in. Don't bring them too much in, leave them a little bit out, because then it goes like tapered and doesn't make sense. But with these, you do have to tuck in the tail, the little duck tail, okay, and then I bring it close to the board. So I flip, okay, I flip, I bring it, and usually I flatten it a little bit, and then I flip again, okay? And this is how you fold, the regular shirt. It's a little off center, but you can fix it. But that's usually how you usually do it. But make sure that all your buttons are buttoned, because if they're not buttoned, oh my God, you're gonna have such a hard time doing these types of shirts. I usually hang them, so I don't have to worry about that. But a lot of you that don't hang your dress shirts, you like them in drawers or whatever, make sure you have them buttoned, okay? And also the collars of the regular polo shirts, you also have to have them buttoned. And let me show you. Okay, let me grab one. Okay, make sure you have it buttoned up here, at least the first button in this one, and then the other one you have to have all of them, because if not, they'll be flabby. And make sure you have the collar nice and done. So again, usually if it's too wrinkled, you just go like this. Again, make sure that the collar is nice and done. Make sure that you align it with the board. Okay, that With these, you don't really have to worry about the sleeves, but you just have to make sure that everything's done. Okay, if it's too long, you can tuck it in, but my husband doesn't like this tuck in, so I try just to accommodate him what he likes. So I usually do this, if you know, and just fold, bring in, fold again. Okay, and this is how a regular polo shirt is folded. And you can put little clips here and it won't fall off or whatever, but he doesn't like that. He says it creates like little ridges and he doesn't like it. He just likes them like that when he's gonna travel. I don't fold his shirts unless he travels, like the polos and the regular dress shirts. I usually hang them. So this is how it's done, okay? Now pants. I know it's gonna sound ridiculous that I use it, and you don't have to, but I like to use the 8. I usually button the button and I fold it in half. Okay, and I usually just go like this. Okay, I go like this and then I go like this. Okay, and that's it. That's how you do it. Okay, now let me show you how to do a regular undershirt, like a beater shirt or like a muscle shirt, whatever you want to call it. Okay, I do these differently because these I do stack for him. And just because he has so many of them that I do try to stack them. I don't fold them the other way, but you fold them in half. Okay, you put it so it can fold in half. Okay, and then you fold them in. You bring it, you fold it in, and that's it. And then if you want to fold one more time, you can fold one more time, and that can be stackable. Okay, the other way that you can fold them, and usually I choose this one for my regular ones because I don't mind all the folds, is you fold it like this. Okay, you fold it like this and you put it towards the bottom. Okay, and then you line it to the side, and now you bring it in so it's in the half. It's in the half of it. Okay, I align it and I fold it. Okay, and then I fold it myself like that. And this is how I stack them. Okay, so this is the fold that I like the best. Okay, and this is the wife beater. Okay, and these are the underwears. He likes briefs. Okay, so these can be a pain in the butt, but I found a way that it works. So you lay them flat and you fold over. Okay, the legs. So you turn. So you turn it around, or you can do, for example. Okay, so this is, I fold it and I turn it. Okay, with the front always towards the bottom. So I fold and then I fold. Okay, but you see with the big one you can't really fold. So for this one, that's why I like this particular size. For the white beaters, I do usually do this size better, and I'll show you how it looks better with this. Okay, so again, okay, so I fold, okay, and I bring it back. Okay, and then 1, 2, okay, and then I go 3, and that's it. You're done. And this is your little stackable underwear. Okay, and let me show you the beater again. And you'll see the difference. And I like this size better for these types of items. Okay, so there you go. Okay, so I put them here. And oh yeah, this one I do it the other way. Okay, so fold, fold, and you fold. Okay, and you fold again. You can fold it yourself or bring it down and fold again, but it doesn't matter. And you see, this is much smaller and it's better when stacked. And I like to do these and the underwears for his only like that. If not, for his clothing, I use the bigger one. Okay, so now if I'm gonna prepare his outfit for him to travel and to pack, I do it like so. Okay, so this is the clothing that this is the clothing that he's gonna wear for a day. Okay, sorry. Okay, so I would grab his undershirt and his underwears and his socks. So his socks I would put in the middle, and then I would stack it as so. So I would put this and I would line the bottom of the the bottom of the pants or the slacks to the edge of the board, and then I would fold. Okay, now I would move it over, and I know it seems a lot of stuff, but this is the best way that I have found. So I do it again. Okay, I fold, and there you go. So now it's perfect. Okay, it's perfect. It's not gonna fall out or anything. And I would put, okay, I would put his shirt in the middle. Okay, and then I would go ahead and do this, and then I would do this. Okay, and that's good. Or I would do this. 1 second, this, and everything's good in there. Okay, or okay, or I would go ahead and do this. Okay, fold, and then I would put this here, and then I would bring fold, okay, and this goes over, and then I would fold, and this goes like this. Okay, so this is his pack clothing. So I put it like this, and voila, he doesn't have to worry about picking his clothes. He doesn't have to worry about stuff falling out, and it's just good. And then I just put him in his luggage, and that's it. He's perfect to go. Okay, so now that's his clothing. That's usually for men's clothing. And for my clothing and my little girl's clothing, for example, the leggings, okay, they're nicely folded. If I were to try to fold them by hand, oh man, they come all like warpy, okay? So I usually fold them in half, okay? And I do the same method as the pants. I just roll forward, and I just feel like for some reason they hold their shape better when I do this. I know it seems repetitive, but look, and I can just stack it. Okay, I can stack it, and it holds up. When it holds up, it means that you folded it correctly, so it stacks up. Okay, for shorts or for the other type of shorts or whatever, you fold them in half. You put them, which is this part, you see how it's like in an angle. Okay, this angle, you put it towards whatever side, this side or that side, it doesn't matter. Put it towards the edge, and then you're gonna fold, and it's gonna just fold into itself. You measure it in half, and then you fold over, and there you go. You have perfect folded shorts. And you can do it in a bigger, for example, if my shorts, it's the same idea. Okay, these are my workout shorts. Okay, so I do the same thing. I fold them in half. Okay, and this is with the smaller one. Okay, so I put it to the edge, and I fold into itself. I measure it towards the middle, and I fold over, and there you go. Perfect stackable shorts. And then for the pants, I do that same thing. I roll over, and I roll over, and I roll over. Okay, for camis, let me look for a cami. Okay, for a regular tank, and this is the same thing for a women's than for a child's. I'm gonna show you with a child's because it's what I have in hand. Okay, again, you do the same thing. You grab it from where like the armpits would begin, and you fold it. Okay, you fold it. And when they're small, you can just do to the edge, and then you fold in half. If it was bigger, I would just use the whole two boards to fold. But since I only need, it's big enough with the half of it, I use half of it only. So I do this. I usually put it so it can part in three sides. So when I fold, it's gonna part one. I bring it down, and it's gonna fold again. And it's gonna leave me enough space to fold it one more time. And this is how I usually do it to stack them. Okay, so I just stack it stack it, and that's it. I'm done. So I already showed you how to fold pants, shirts, and how to fold for packing. Okay, now I showed you underwears too. So I think that's about it. I don't usually fold dresses, so I'm not going to do a tutorial on dresses. But like I said, um, you can do it with any kinds of shirts. Usually when you have strappy shirts, you do that. You want to make sure that you fold the straps in before you start folding. I personally, this is a regular t-shirt of mine, okay? So I personally like to fold it in the smaller version, and the t-shirt itself is bigger than the item, than the folding item. You see how it hangs over? That's okay. So I personally like to fold the ends of the what will be the bottom of the hem of the blouse. So I fold it in, and I'm not very neat at it. I just fold, fold, and fold. Okay, fold, fold, and fold, and that's it. This is gonna be stackable. So you stack that big shirt, because I'm a size large, that big shirt, to this little practical, almost non-existent fold, and I can just stack, and I have no problem, and I save time, I save place, and I can organize and go back and forth and grab whatever I need. I usually have baskets that I make for my clothing and for my husband's clothing that are made out of plarn that I'm actually gonna do a tutorial on, but I haven't done it, so I'm not gonna show it to you. I've had a sample of it in my crochet story, so you can look at that if you want to look at the baskets. But I will pretty soon be posting a tutorial. I'm working on it. I'm actually collecting bags right now to make a bigger basket. So I'll show you how to do that one. But for my daughter, she wants to be cute because she has friends over and they go in her room, and since her closet it's open and it's organized, so she can get into it. I don't have closet doors or curtains or anything. I like the openness of it because she has a desk in the middle of it, and she has folding hanging clothes, and then his folding clothes on the other side, and then the desk in the middle, and knickknacks and stuff everywhere. So that's how I prefer it. So that's it. That's how you utilize these folding little boards that you can basically make for very, very cheap. I would probably say that I spend about $1 to $1.50 just because of the tape, because I use very good quality Gorilla duct tape. If I were to use the cheaper ones, I wouldn't really pay much. I would probably pay 50 cents to make this, because remember, the cardboard is free. I got the cardboard free, and what I really spent on was just the tape, and I had already a box cutter. I didn't have to purchase one. But like I said, the X-Acto knife, to me, it's very flimsy and you can get hurt really easily. Just having the box cutter is better. I like it better that way. So another tip for you guys. And that's it. And if I were to decorate it, then I would spend money on the other, either the contact paper or the decorative duct tape. But like I said, I don't like to use those right now because I'm trying to see what other methods I can use to decorate it that it's gonna last longer than the duct tape. Just because sometimes when I buy the cheapy print duct tape, or like the duct tape that has the print on it, sometimes, like I said, it's not heat resistant, so it will start peeling off because of the heat. So I'm thinking of looking for another alternative, and I'm still gonna check to see what. So yeah. So again, thank you for watching, and hopefully this helped you out on how to fold with your little trusty companion, your folding companion, or whatever you want to call it. You can go on YouTube and research how to make it itself. There's a lot of great tutorials out there. Like I said, I will not be making a tutorial on how to make it unless you really want me to, and you post it on the comment boxes, then I'll go ahead and make a tutorial on how to make it. But like I said, there's a lot of people out there that have spent time showing you how to make them, and they actually they're really good tutorials, so why not utilize those? So I just wanted to show you guys how to utilize it and how to make it and get the best use out of it, because a lot of people, like I said in the tutorials, they just teach you how to fold the t-shirts, and that's easy, but how to fold the underwears or how to fold the smaller pieces of clothing and all of that, they don't teach you that. And also, oh yeah, I forgot, you can also do towels. Let me go ahead and grab one and I'm gonna show you. I love how I fold towels because they are so neat. When you stack them, that they don't fall over or anything. They almost look like hotel towels. Hi everyone. Okay, so how to fold the towel with this. Okay, it doesn't matter what size that towel is. It can be a beach towel, it can be a regular towel, it could be a guest towel, it doesn't matter. Okay, so you fold the towel in half. Okay, and you bring it to the edge of the board. It can overflap or whatever, but of course you're gonna need a bigger table if it's wider than the board. But you put the towel in the middle and you put it towards the bottom edge and you fold just like you would a t-shirt. Okay, and you just make sure that you put it in half, and there you go. You see, it gives you that nice little bump in the front, and it's like when you stack them, they look so pretty. And if you were gonna stack them super high, what you can do is alternate the bump. If, for example, if I were to stack them and I would pile them up, I would put this like this, and then I would grab the next one and put it like that, and I would alternate like that. But if I just want them to look pretty, I just show the front of it, and it's so pretty. I spend a lot of time trying to fold the towels by hand, and it's just not the same. Because, for example, if I were to try to fold it by hand, it doesn't give me exact, it doesn't, I always like, it's offset. You see, it's not perfect. I never can do it like that, and you see, it's not the same. It's not the same as if you were to use that foldable thing. It works. It just keeps it neater. You may think it doesn't, but it does keep it neater, and it makes things easier for you when you are trying to organize your clothing, and help you aid, because once you get the hang of these, it goes fast. It goes very, very fast. So, well, see you. Thank you for watching. Hopefully this helped you out.